Every job has paperwork. Mine has a census sheet. How many bodies came in, how many went out, how many are sleeping in the cooler at 4 a.m. Simple arithmetic. Except at the Halloran County Morgue, the arithmetic has been wrong every single night for as long as anyone can remember. The computer always says one more than I can count. Always one more. My supervisor told me on my first night, sign the sheet anyway. It took me 8 months to ask the question that ruined my life. If the count is always one over, who's the extra? I took the intake job because it paid 12% overnight stocking and the dead don't talk back. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., mostly alone. You log arrivals, print toe tags, wheel them into the cooler, and at 4 a.m. you do the census, physical count against the computer. My first night the screen said 9. I counted 8 twice. I recounted with the door propped and my thumb on each drawer handle. 8. Volkov, my supervisor, didn't even look up from his crossword. Screen says 9, you sign 9. I said the count was 8. The count is always 8 when it should be 9, he said, like a man explaining rain. The 9 is not an error. Don't go looking for the 9th. It's not yours to find. Sign the sheet, he went back to his crossword. 7 letters, he muttered. Vacancy. The cooler has 12 drawers. Numbered 1 through 12, except the plates are old and drawer 9's is older, brass gone dark, while the others stayed dull silver. 9 never has a toe tag holder on the handle. 9 is never assigned in the computer. And yet the census every night printed at 400 occupied 9. I stopped mentioning it after week 2. You'd be amazed what you can stop mentioning. I pulled the old census binders from the archive room. Dot matrix paper going back to 1979. Every night, every page, one more occupied than admitted. Different text, different decades, same arithmetic. And on every page, scrawled in whatever pen that year's tech carried, the same 2 words where the discrepancy should be explained, PERVOLKOV, except Volkov started in 2004. Before him it says PEREAMES, before Eames PERCHU, a chain of supervisors all the way down, all saying the same thing. Sign it. The job itself was fine is the thing. Peaceful even. The dead are the politest people I've ever worked with. Truckers from the interstate, grandmothers from the care home, John Does from under the overpass. I treated them well. I talked to them a little, which every night tech does and none admits. Routine swallows dread. By spring I signed 9 with 8 in the cooler without my pen slowing down. But I'm a counter. Always have been. Stairs, ceiling tiles, pills in a bottle. And a counter with a discrepancy is a dog with a wound we lick. So in June I did something small and stupid. I queried the database for drawer assignments all time. Every drawer had thousands of entries. Drawer 9 had 1. A single record, no name, no date of admission, no cause. Just an intake year, 1979, the year the building opened, and a status field I'd never seen the system use anywhere else. Not occupied. Not vacant. It said waiting. July 14th, 3:52 a.m. Slow night, 6 admissions, screen said 7. I stood in front of drawer 9 with my hand on the brass. It was colder than the others. Not refrigerator cold. The cold a window has when the thing on the other side is winter itself. I heard Volkov's voice in my head. It's not yours to find. And for the first time, I heard what the sentence actually meant. Not you won't find it, not stop looking, it's not yours to find. As in, it belongs to someone. As in, everything in a morgue belongs to somebody, even the vacancy. I took my hand off the handle. Ruiz, the janitor, has been there since Reagan. I bought him a coffee at 4 a.m. and asked about drawer 9 without saying the number. He stirred that coffee for a long time. There was a tech in 91, he said. Counted 8, screen said 9, and he went drawer by drawer with a flashlight and a screwdriver. Opened everything. Found the 9th, I asked what happened to him. Ruiz looked at the cooler doors. Nothing happened to him. That's the whole thing. Nothing ever happened to him again. He rinsed his cup and left, and I did not sleep that day. Here is the covenant of the county morgue as best I can reconstruct it. The census runs 1 over because the building keeps a place ready. A reservation. As long as the number stays 1 ahead of the count, the reservation stays empty. The signing isn't paperwork. It's agreement. Every tech since 1979 signing 9 over 8 is a man initialing a contract he hasn't read, whose only clause is, I will not come looking for what's mine. Sign the sheet. Don't count. Go home at 6. October 2nd. County pileup on the interstate, storm like a fire hose, and we filled drawers all night. 11 admissions. At 4 a.m. I ran the census with rain hammering the intake bay, and the screen said 11. I counted 12. I want you to understand what that felt like. 8 months of 1 over, and now, with the building full and the storm screaming, the arithmetic had flipped. The count was 1 short on the machine, which meant the reservation was filled. The cooler has an intercom. Old, from when the building had a second tech inside during autopsy hours. It hasn't been wired to anything since 2011. Ruiz showed me the cut conduit once, the same tour he showed me everything that doesn't work. At 4:07 a.m., the intercom's call light went red. And the speaker crackled, and a voice came through it that I recognized the way you recognize yourself in a photograph you don't remember taking. My voice. Tired patient, a little annoyed, saying, "Hey. It's me. I got locked in doing the count. Come let me back in." I was holding my keys. I was standing in the hallway. I was demonstrably not locked in the cooler. The voice asked again, friendlier, "Come on, man, it's freezing." And the part that took years off my life wasn't the voice. It was that I almost went. My hand was on the door bar. Because it sounded like me being reasonable, and you have no defenses against your own voice asking for something small. The only thing that stopped me was arithmetic. 12 inside, 11 on screen. If I opened that door, the count would come out right. It wanted to be counted in. So I did the bravest and most bureaucratic thing of my life. I walked to the intake desk and I corrected the census by hand, crossed out 11, wrote 12, signed it, and stamped it with Volkov's stamp, which I was not authorized to use. Then I pressed the intercom button and said, "You're already counted. You're in the book." Drawer 9 like always. The call light blinked twice, annoyed, I'd swear, and went dark. When I ran the census again at 4:44, the screen said 12. Physical count, 11. 1 over. The world had put its shoe back on the right foot. Volkov came in at 5:40, read my hand-corrected sheet, and for the first time in 8 months he looked at me. Actually looked. Then he opened his desk, took out the crossword, and filled in a word without a puzzle in front of him. Most of them open the door, he said. The count is generous. It offers everyone the same trade. He signed under my signature, which he had never done. Eames opened it. I almost did. You wrote a number instead, he tapped the sheet. That's the whole job, son. Everything else is wheels and toe tags. I still work the night intake at Halloran County. The census still runs one over and I sign it the way you pay any tax, promptly, and without opening the envelope it protects. I count stairs and ceiling tiles and pills, but I don't count drawers anymore. There's a new hire starting day shift next week. A sharp girl asks good questions. Yesterday she found the old binders and asked me why every census in 47 years is off by one. I told her what Volkov told me. Sign the sheet. It's not yours to find. And then she asked the question I've been waiting 8 months for someone to ask out loud. Then why does drawer 9 have a name plate now? She'd been down there. She'd read it. My name. And under it, engraved in brass that already looked older than the others, reserved.